Why the hell is this game at 12 noon, but yet you got Kansas City and the Giants on Sunday Night Football? What a travesty that the NFL don't have this matchup on Sunday Night Football and put that lame ass Chiefs Giants game at noon. But it's a story for another day. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Downs with Mr. Dugas. And today I'm going to preview and predict Sunday afternoon's NFC divisional round rematch between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams. Before I get into this video, man, the Dropping Downs with Mr. Dugas podcast, new episode will premiere on this channel on Friday, September 19th. So stay on the lookout for that. Also, episodes are up on this channel right now. Previous episodes, so y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Also, important information like Cash App, my social media, all that is down in the description box. If you're subscribing to the channel, I greatly appreciate the love and support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button for your boy, man. And follow me throughout the year. Eagles and Rams. I think, with the exception of the Monday night matchup between Detroit and Baltimore, this is the game of the week, and it's at noon. And I just think it's really, it just it's annoying. Like, I don't know who. I mean, the cowboy loving is just off the chain. That we gonna put Dallas and Chicago as America's game of the week at 3 o'clock at 3:25 Central. But then even worse than that, you got Chiefs Giants on Sunday Night Football, man. Like, I don't understand who makes these decisions. I don't understand. Maybe whoever making these decisions don't like the Eagles. What? Maybe you don't want the Eagles in three prime prime time slots to start the season. But yet they beat the hell out of the Chiefs, and you got the Chiefs' first three games in that type of situation. But whatever, man. Um, First, looking at the LA Rams, look, that's a good team over there. Matthew Stafford obviously calling the shots, man. Kind of got a little off to a slow start against Houston. What, not really practicing much at training camp with a back situation. But he was in his bag last week against the Titans, Joe, making some really nice throws. And he has probably one of the better receiving duos in the league when you're talking about Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua, who, shout out to my cousin Jamal, he calls him Panuki. You know what I'm saying? Um, they're as good as it gets, man. Especially with Nakua, aka Panuki, getting yards after the catch, man. And then running backs, they got two of them. Kyron Williams is solid, and then Blake Corum, who I think might actually be a little more talented than him. But nevertheless, two good backs, yo. They got a good, and obviously Sean McVay calling the plays. They got a really good offensive system over there. Defensively, they're young, led by Jared Verse, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and a bunch of guys you probably haven't heard of, but they play decent together as a unit. Coming off that, big win against the Titans last week, big win as far as pulling away. They 2-0, good team. Expected to really make some noise in the NFC. And then looking at my Eagles, coming off a really big win on the road in Arrowhead against the Kansas City Chiefs. We've now beaten Mahomes 3 times in a row. Uh, Look, Jalen Hurts offensively though, we gotta get it together a little bit. Jalen Hurts has not, though he's not turned over the ball. He doesn't have a passing touchdown this year. Had 3 rushing touchdowns, but no passing touchdowns this year. We gotta open it up a little more. Throwing the ball with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. We'll see if we get Dallas Goedert back this week. He didn't play against Kansas City last week. And Saquon has been solid. He hasn't been like breaking the 60, 70, 80-yard runs like he did last year, but he's been solid. And you had to expect that it would have been a little tougher for him this year. The O line is playing well, especially with Steen stepping in at right guard. Really proud of him. And defensively, it was a little better effort this week. You get Jalen Carter back. Zadarius Smith, man, I think is in. I love the pickup when we made it. I love it even more now after actually watching him out there. The guy just is full of energy, is a veteran, and he could produce. He even got in on a half a sack. The linebackers, Zach Bond and Jahan Campbell doing their thing. And in the secondary, we just got one weak link, man. Look, Makuba, who I liked a lot, that we drafted him, he's a ball magnet, and I think he's only going to get better and better. Blankenship obviously is solid, knows what the hell he's doing. Quinyon I need a little more out of Quinyon. He's really good, but I feel like he's been reading the press clippings a little bit. So he's giving up a little more than I would like him to give up. And Cooper DeJean obviously is still outstanding, holding it down in the slot. But damn it, we still got that weak link, Adoree Jackson out there. And to be honest, it was easy to hide him against the Kansas City Chiefs with Rashad Rice and Xavier Worthy not playing. It's gonna be difficult this week, man. When they got you talking about Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua out there. Keys to the Eagles, defensively in this game is we got to limit the yak yardage. Look, Nakua and Devontae Adams are going to make catches, particularly if Nakua is really known for his yards after catch. We got to, when he does, they're going to make plays. They're really good. They're going to make plays, but when they make plays, you got to get them to the ground. Like we can't let them get catches and break your tackles and brush it for extra 10 to 15, 20 yards after a catch. So I think the keys defensively is whenever the receivers catch the ball, get them right on the ground, man. Limit that yak yardage. And offensively, I think the keys to this game is I know it's a lot of emphasis on us throwing the ball, and I think in the most part we got to do that. But I think even bigger than that, establish the run game. Look, Saquon went for 2+ on this team twice last year in the regular season and in the playoffs. He hasn't got a 100-yard game yet. I feel like if we establish the run this week, it'll open up some more things for us in the passing game. So I think the biggest key for us offensively this week is to establish the run game with Saquon Barkley. As far as my prediction, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm very nervous about Adoree Jackson against those receivers. Sean McVay is a really good offensive play caller. He is going to find matchups to attack that guy. Like I said, we was able to hide him against Kansas City. I don't think we could hide him against the Rams. So I'm really nervous about that matchup, yo. I really am. But I think we gonna establish a right game again this week. I think Saquon gonna have another nice performance, and I think we're gonna get enough of a pass rush to kind of neutralize some of that a little bit. But I got a good competitive game. But I got the Eagles winning this one. I'm gonna go with a score of 27-23. Eagles beat the Rams, and in a really big matchup that could have home field advantage implications later on. Which, to be honest, if we do got to go to LA for a playoff game, it ain't the worst thing in the world. We'll probably have the home field advantage over there. But nevertheless, you would rather them play in Philly than over there, even though that would it's home field advantage for us either way. But yeah, man, I got the Eagles 27-23. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.